Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please subscribe and keep watching for more detailed videos. A Hallmark actress leveraging her Instagram platform to mobilize fans to vote for her friend Elaine Hendrix on Dancing with the Stars. This is more than a simple shout-out. It's a tactical call to action blending fandom, social media, and reality TV momentum. Let's walk through the nuance, implications, and lessons you can draw. It begins with a friend, a peer, someone who knows the stakes. The Hallmark star, long associated with wholesome, feel-good viewership, is reaching out to her own following, inviting them to move from passive watchers to active participants, to vote, to support. That shift is subtle but fundamental. It's one thing to like a post, scroll through an Instagram feed, but to take the extra step to cast a vote involves converting attention into action. In her Instagram story, she directly reminded her audience how to vote for Elaine in the 4th episode of DWTS. That simple reminder is loaded. It assumes many in her audience are already followers of both her and of the DWTS narrative. It also presumes a degree of trust that her advocacy will carry weight in prompting action. Often, a celebrity or influencer voice has emotional leverage over fans who feel personally connected. When she says, "Hey, vote for Elaine," she's not just issuing a request, she's transferring a little bit of her own influence into that act. She didn't just throw out a generic "support Elaine," she delivered a timely, practical call. She told folks when to vote, likely how to vote, nudging them into the mechanics of participation. That detail matters. The distance between inspiration and action is bridged by clarity. What to do, where to click, at what time, with what hashtag or platform. Without that, a call to vote risks being vague. But here, the execution seems precise. This moment is part of a broader pattern. Celebrities supporting one another on social media, especially when their paths overlap. In this case, both the Hallmark star and Elaine Hendrix have history in the Hallmark space. That shared space strengthens the credibility of the call. The connection feels natural, not opportunistic. Fans of Hallmark, seeing one star backing another, may feel compelled to join. How does this influence the DWTS vote dynamic? Reality competition shows like DWTS thrive on fan mobilization. Votes are currency, and every reminder helps. When an influencer with tens or hundreds of thousands of followers publicly encourages voting, that can shift margins. A few thousand extra votes could make the difference between elimination or survival. In a tight competition, that nudge is strategic. It's worth noting how the Hallmark star framed the message. Rather than demanding or commanding, she likely used positive encouragement, a tone of camaraderie. She called Elaine "my friend," invoked shared journeys or admiration. That soft, persuasive voice is often more effective than overt pressure. It retains warmth, alignment with fan emotions, and positions the request as an invitation rather than an obligation. Let's imagine the structure of her story, perhaps a still image or brief video, overlaid with text. "Don't forget to vote tonight for Elaine," or "Voting opens at time. Here's how to vote." She might even include a swipe-up link or direct followers to the DWTS handle or website. The brevity is key. Stories are fleeting. Attention is limited, so it must be punchy, clear, and visually engaging. Next, consider the trust factor. This Hallmark star has an established reputation among her audience for sincerity and relatability. That trust gives weight to her call. If she had no connection to Elaine or to the audience, the impact would be diluted. But because fans see her as authentic, her recommendation carries emotional resonance. When she says, "I want to help my friend," it doesn't feel transactional, it feels personal. Another layer is reciprocity. Fans who follow both will feel a social reward in participating. It gives them a role to play. They become part of the narrative. It moves them from spectators to stakeholders. That sense of agency can strengthen fan loyalty, not just to Elaine, but to the Hallmark star who acted as a bridge. She becomes an intermediary, a conduit for influence. We also see the strategic timing. She posted the reminder ahead of the 4th episode, before viewers had forgotten, before voting windows closed. That timing ensures maximum relevance. If she posted too early, people might drop off. Too late, the window might close. Striking the right moment is essential. And this kind of call can ripple outward. When fans vote, they might also repost the story, retweet it, or comment. That amplifies reach beyond her original followers. It can cascade into other circles. A well-timed post from one trusted influencer can spark a wave of micro-influencers or everyday fans sharing, boosting visibility further. Looking more broadly, this is a case study in influencer economics, using social capital to influence behaviors in adjacent domains. The Hallmark star's content is not about her next show or project. It's about leveraging her platform to support a fellow artist. That altruistic move also enhances her image. It subtly says, I care about the community of performers, I engage beyond my own brand, I support others. That paints her as generous, collaborative, invested. Now, think about the ripple effects for Elaine Hendrix. Every vote counts, yes, but also the signaling matters. Seeing peers publicly support her can sway undecided fans into becoming advocates. If a Hallmark favorite endorses her, Hallmark movie fans who might not normally watch DWTS could pay attention. It broadens her appeal. It offers cross-audience reach. We also see a lesson in alignment. The Hallmark star's endorsement aligns with her brand values: community, encouragement, positive messaging, not a dissonant or abrupt pivot. That alignment is key. If she had used her platform for something out of sync, it could jar her base. But supporting a friend in a performance competition is natural, believable, and consistent. Now, let's dive deeper into the rhetorical techniques at play. First, she uses relational framing. She is speaking as a friend, not as a distant celebrity. That voice fosters empathy and relational pull. It's easier for followers to respond to someone they perceive as one of us, rather than someone on a pedestal. Second, she uses urgency cues. Timing language like tonight, voting opens, or episode 4 implies a deadline. Humans are wired to respond to urgency. It spurs action. If you don't act now, the chance slips away. That psychological nudge is subtle but effective. Third, she reduces friction. By telling how to vote, when to vote, where to click, etc., she lowers the barrier to act. Without direction, many people won't bother. But with a clear pathway, many will follow through. That friction reduction is a hallmark of high-impact calls to action. Fourth, she taps into identity. Some fans will vote because they feel part of Elaine's journey. Some will do it to show support in general, some for their loyalty to the Hallmark star. Identity motivates action. In this case, identities like devoted DWTS watcher, Hallmark fan, supporter of artists converge. Fifth, she uses social proof. Even though she's just one voice, if others pick up the call, the effect compounds. When fans see others rallying, that validates the action. The social proof dynamic encourages more votes, more shares, more buzz. It's also interesting to think about metrics. The Hallmark Stars team will likely monitor story views, swipe-ups, link clicks, and ultimately correlate that with vote spikes. They track downstream effects. This kind of cross-platform activation is increasingly common among celebrity supporters. Let's run through a hypothetical audience reaction sequence. A fan sees the story, taps it, reads the reminder, maybe swipes up or follows instructions. They vote. Then they share on their story or feed, I voted for Elaine. Their followers see that too. It becomes a mini cascade. Each share is like a referral in a grassroots campaign. The Hallmark star's original call is the seed. Another point, calls like this can reshape the narrative around competition shows. They remind audiences that these contests are not just about performance, but are deeply interactive. Viewers feel integral. The call reinforces that their votes matter, that they hold power. That can deepen engagement across the board, not just for Elaine but for DWTS as a whole. Consider possible pitfalls. If the call seems too pushy, fans might resist. If it feels opportunistic, I support Elaine because she can boost my relevance, that could backfire. Authenticity must be preserved. The Hallmark star likely avoided that by framing it as a personal favor, not a publicity stunt. Also, timing missteps, posting too late or after voting closes, would diminish the effect. Also, by publicly taking a side, the Hallmark actress aligns her audience with one contestant. If her audience has mixed preferences, some might resent being steered. But here, the relationship and overlap make the direction smoother. Now, what lessons can creators, marketers, and influencers take? First, don't underestimate the power of a single trusted voice. One recommendation from someone followers already care about can have outsized influence. Second, when issuing a call to action, be crystal clear. Provide precise instructions, how, when, where. Reduce friction. People are busy. Clarity reassures. Third, timing matters. A call too early or too late will lose traction. You need to strike while the moment is live, when the audience's attention is relevant. Fourth, align your advocacy with your brand values. Authenticity is critical. If you pivot into a cause or request that feels disconnected, fans will sense it. Fifth, frame your voice as relational, not transactional. Speak as a friend, peer, supporter, not as a campaign manager. That tone carries emotional weight. Sixth, leverage emotional arcs. Calling during competition peaks, when fans are emotionally invested, magnifies response. Seventh, encourage shareability. A call that invites sharing or tagging helps the ripple effect. Don't just ask for the action. Enable distribution. Eighth, anticipate metrics. Plan to measure views, clicks, conversion into votes, and refine future calls. This is activation, not just promotion. Returning to this case, the Hallmark star's Instagram call for Elaine Hendrix is a microcosm of influencer engagement in live fandom culture. It shows how platforms like Instagram stories serve as real-time mobilization tools. It illustrates how personal connection, strategic framing, and timing converge to turn viewers into participatory agents. In an era when social media is saturated with content, the most powerful posts are those that demand something of the audience, not a long scroll, not a passive like, but a direct, tangible act. That's the edge. That's where influence becomes impact. As you prepare your own campaigns, launches, or advocacy plays, keep this moment in mind. Remember, influence doesn't end at attention, it's activated by action. When you ask your audience to move, you give them agency. And when they act, they invest in the outcome. Come back to our channel for all your updates. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to my channel.